Hello everyone, the story I'm going to share today is Retribution for Arbitrarily Harming Lives. There are many stories about animism. Today, I will tell you a story happened in the Tang Dynasty. During the Tang Dynasty, there was a man named Pingyuan Zhao lived in his mansion. One day, two of his friends asked him to go fishing. They caught dozen fish, including whitefish more than 3 feet long, with dazzling scales like white brocade and bright, beautiful fins divided into 5 colors. His friend said, "The fish looks very unusual. We'd better not to kill it." But Zhao said, "You're too pedantic. If you don't eat it, I will eat it." Before he finished speaking, he suddenly saw a group of children in the lake, wearing white underwear with half of their arms and legs exposed, running in the water, yelling back and forth, showing no fear at all. His two friends also saw this. They were both startled and afraid, and once again interceded on behalf of the whitefish. Zhao ignored them, turning his head, screaming at the servant, "Hurry up and get it done." After a while, the cooked fish was delivered to the table. Unexpectedly, Zhao and his two friends had just eaten halfway when violent wind suddenly rose. Thunder broke out, and a group of running children appeared on the lake again. White smoke grew under their feet, and a strong wind blew with them. The two friends saw a temple less than 3 miles away, and they ran towards it to avoid the rain. Zhao laughed at them and looked down upon them in his heart. When Zhao was about to move his chopsticks to eat fish again, suddenly gravel flew, trees broke, thunder clapped, and lightning struck, and heavy rain poured, as if the sky was about to collapse. Soon after, the sky cleared, and the two friends ran back to the place where they had been eating fish. They saw Zhao sitting on the ground unconscious. Two people helped him up and repeatedly called to him. After a long time, Zhao opened his eyes and said, "I've made a big mistake. I've made a big mistake. I have eaten all fish, but a man in black took it out from my throat and threw it into the lake. My stomach is still empty." The cook who cooked the fish had left, and no one knew where he had gone. Several months later, he returned. He told Zhao, "At first, I saw a man in black scolding me in electric fire. Then he ordered me to carry my package. He took me away with him for more than 10 days. We eventually came to a place with a lot of people. There were stores next to each other in the market. And the man said, 'This is the East State.' After another 5 or 6 days, I arrived at a prosperous town. He said, 'This is Tang State.' That night, the man in black led me into a wilderness and said, 'You have been walking with me for a long time. You must feel hungry and tired. I will leave you now.' Then he took a piece of dried candied fruit from his arms and gave it to me. He said, 'If you are hungry, eat it. Now you can go back to your hometown.' Then he said, 'Give my message to Zhao for me, telling him not to arbitrarily harm life and not to arbitrarily harm the birds, animals, and plants in nature. This is not allowed by the gods. Yes, if he commits such a mistake again, he will definitely not to be forgiven.'" From this story, we know that everything in the world, whether it's birds, animals, fish, insects, or plants, were all created by God for humans, to provide humans with a beautiful environment. Therefore, humans must be grateful and be peacefully coexistent with creatures in nature. We should cherish everything around us and be kind to all life. To care for others is to care for ourselves. The same way, hurting others is also hurting ourselves. I hope everyone can maintain their innate kindness and have a bright future. Thank you very much for listening to the story. More touching stories will be ready for you if you just subscribe it. Thank you again.